This is a whole chicken. I never used to buy whole chickens, you know? Hey guys, Tommy Bryson here, and fair warning, this is not a vegetarian or vegan friendly video whatsoever, okay? It's for people that eat meat. Now, I'm not a meat lover per se, but I do eat meat and I like my protein overall, okay? Now, as a man who is single, has to make all this food himself, I am always looking for different ways to basically save money on groceries. And for the first time ever, I realized how much money I was basically wasting on meat. Now, I don't mean, hey, if I don't buy meat and I just eat beans, I'm gonna save so much money. I mean, on the types of meats I was actually buying, well, I was actually spending extra money, a lot more money than I actually had to. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 5 ways to literally save a lot of money when it comes to buying meat. Now, obviously, I am not a butcher, but I do follow a guy, and his name is Meat Dad 1, aka Anthony. And this guy has been a butcher for the past 20 years, and he always has like a bunch of great tips. So a lot of the tips in this videos are his tips, and I appreciate it a ton because it's helped me save a ton of money. And now I'm here to share with you guys, okay? Now, do me a favor and smash the like button. This way, this video reaches as many people as it possibly can, and we can save people a ton of money. So number 1, guys, is I love chicken breasts, and this right here is a whole chicken. I always buy skinless, boneless chicken breasts, and I was at the supermarket the other day and I saw chicken breasts, skinless and boneless. It was $8 for 2 large chicken breasts, okay? And I was like, that's expensive. And then when I looked at this chicken, it was going for around $5.78. And you might say, Tommy, that's literally like less than $2 of a difference. Like, why are you so cheap? That's not what I'm saying, okay, guys? This is a whole chicken. A chicken has literally 8 parts. I have 2 wings, 2 chicken breasts, 2 drumsticks, 2 thighs, and I can basically grab the bones and basically make my own chicken stock, okay? So by doing this, I effectively save money. I save like around like a few dollars. I get 75% more chicken, and I get food for an extra 2 to 3 days. It just absolutely makes no sense to buy boneless chicken, okay? Skinless chicken. Now, I'm gonna get rid of Billy here, this actor, and be back. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tommy, I don't know how to cut a chicken. It is complicated. It takes a lot of time. The answer is absolutely not. I'm not a butcher, but here's Meat Dad actually grabbing a chicken and actually doing this in like less than 2 minutes, okay? If it takes me 2 minutes, it can take me 5 to 10 minutes, but guess what? I'm still gonna save a bunch of money. So prepare yourself. If you are vegan, do not watch this video. Check this out, guys. Look at that. Look at that. 2 wings, thigh, drumstick. Look at that. And now you got the chicken breast. Touch from the inside. Takes out the butt. Look at that, chicken stock. And now you got the chicken breast right here. What does he do? Cuts through the middle, breaks it, takes out the little cervix. That's also chicken stock. Boom, out. Takes out the bone. Look how easy this actually is to take the bone out of the chicken breast, guys. I thought it was like super complicated. I was just doing it wrong the whole time. Look, boom. Now we got what? Boneless chicken breast. That's it. No bone. That's it. Now you go in through the middle. Take out all that stuff. Boom. Slice the middle. You got yourself right there. Look at that. Easy. Look at that. That's meat too. I didn't even notice that. Literally, Meat Dad shows me how to cut a chicken in about like 10 minutes or whatever. It'll probably take me 15, but I get 75% more chicken. It's a bulletproof way to save a bunch of money. Now, number 2, guys, is going to be ground beef, okay? This doesn't even look like ground beef anymore, you know, because it's not all shiny red or whatever, but it's normal ground beef. It's just basically been frozen. But overall, whenever I go ahead and I buy ground beef, it is not cheap. but I wasn't really sure if it was cheap or not because I did not know the prices. But then I basically watched Meat Dad, and he basically told me, Tommy, you could literally buy your own meat grinder. Now, one of my biggest fears for the longest times was always, I never really want to look up how they make ground beef, okay? Because for the most part, people told me all the time, Tommy, it's not like you grab one cow and you basically ground the beef or whatever. No, it's not what happens. They grab the leftover meat from hundreds of cows and grind it together, and you don't know who the heck you're eating, whether it's Billy or Bobby or Billy and Mendy, okay? You don't know who you're eating. So for me, that's kind of crazy. And for me, it's almost kind of disgusting, okay? So he basically told me you could buy whole pieces of beef, buy your own meat grinder, and then basically make your own ground beef. You're probably thinking that's pretty hard, super expensive. I can't afford a meat grinder, but that's not true. Now, first of all, guys, let's talk about price because price is super important. And right here, we have a whole bunch of ground meat machines that I basically found on Amazon. If you want a fancy one, it'll range you like around 90 bucks or whatever, even like $200, but you can basically find one for like $63. You can find one for like $89. You can find cheap ones for like $50. You can find manual ones or electric ones, whichever one you actually want. It is not as expensive as you probably think. Now, here's a video of Meat Dad actually grinding some beef. Okay, so let's actually play this video.
Packs of meat. Yeah, that's right. All these red, bright, beautiful packs of meat, all this stuff was taken out of these roll packages in the back, ripped through the grinder, and then packaged so it looks freshly ground.
And
all of it's still the same, hundreds to thousands of cows with a bunch of gristle, a bunch of and it doesn't taste good.
A bunch of different cows.
So for that price, I'm gonna look around and see what I can find.
A bunch of different
I just found a tri-tip for less money than their cheapest ground beef.
Look at that, guys.
That's right, $4.82 a pound, but it's gonna take a little bit of work.
Look, this is
I'm
what
gonna
he
have to go home, get my hands dirty, get the grinder out,
what
and
cut
grind
the beef is coming from. It's
but
not
I'm
random
okay
cuts.
With that because
then
I know at least I'm feeding my
grinder,
family quality.
And then boom.
Follow me, Dad.
And then he puts it in the bag.
If you're still buying,
that's it, guys. That is it. It is not that complicated. You buy a little meat grinder for like $40, $60, and then boom, you are in action. My favorite part about this is that basically you know what cut of beef you're eating. Whenever I eat hot dogs and I have a friend around, my friend is always like,
You know what you're eating?
And I'm like, no. But it tastes good, right? And I remember I saw like a video which freaked me out, but it was funny. Like they showed kids how they made chicken nuggets, and the kids were like, I still like the chicken nuggets. I would still eat this, okay?
All the connective tissues. Now, who would still eat this?
Right. But for the most part, I like knowing I could use a meat grinder to buy my own cuts of meat and make my own ground beef at home. That could save you a ton of money. And by the way, you could actually go to the deli section in some places and ask them to ground the beef for you for free. But not every place actually does this. Now, number 3 is when you're buying meat, a lot of the times they're trying to sell you on packaging and also brands. Now, it's kind of strange for me to say this, but the only meat brand that I know is Tyson. Like, that's the only one I know. I don't know any other meat brands, okay? But for the most part, it's just meat, you know? But whenever you're trying to opt in to buy meat that's been basically pre-cooked, you know, it looks good or whatever, and it's like you only have to put it in the microwave. For example, okay, today I was in the grocery store. I was looking to buy me some ribs, okay? And I say I don't like meat that much, but here I am buying a lot of meat, okay? But I'm looking to buy some ribs, and I see some ribs over here that they say, hey, we already seasoned it for you, and all you have to do is put it in the microwave for like 3 to 5 minutes. And it was obviously more expensive. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna eat this. I don't know what their process was. 3 to 5 minutes, are you crazy? I just bought basically raw ribs, and I'm gonna basically make me some crock pot ribs, which I actually love. But guess what? That's going to be cheaper. Whenever you're looking to buy beef, don't just look for convenience or meat or raw. Look for things you can actually buy in bulk quality and basically take it yourself and take it to the process yourself. But whenever you're trying to look for convenience, it might be more expensive than you actually bargained for. Now, number 4 is, guys, whenever you're trying to save money on meat is get creative, you know? So different meats sell for different prices, although it comes from the same exact slice, okay? So what I mean is this, okay? If I want to buy, for example, steak, it might cost me X. If I want to buy ground beef, it might cost me X. If I want to buy burger meat, it might cost me X. If I want to buy meatballs, it might cost me X. But I can make all 4 of those things with the same meat, okay? So I can buy, for example, whole chunks of beef, make my own steaks out of them, make my own ground beef out of them, make my own meatballs out of them, make my own burger meat out of them, okay? So you can always just buy, for example, the cuts you actually like most, and then from those cuts, be able to be creative and basically make the meals you actually want to make, okay? So that's actually pretty smart, you know, and that's something I'm probably gonna start doing. And by the way, for the folks that say, Tommy, but you know, to do all this stuff, to have like a meat grinder in my house, most people have, for example, a waffle maker, a crock pot, a pressure machine, an air fryer. We have a bunch of things, and a lot of these things, they're like convenience, but they don't really save us money. But having a meat grinder is going to save you a ton of money. Now, the last one, guys, here, which is by far the most important one, is basically stop wasting your money on deli meat. Now, I will be honest, and I will go get it right now for you guys, okay? I have literally a bunch of deli meat, okay? So this right here is my favorite type of deli meat. It is turkey breast. It is not cheap. It's like $8 to $9 a pound. And this right here is just cheese, okay? But it is not a cheese video, so we will not get into how to save money on cheese. But overall, I'll tell you something, guys. I love me some cheese, okay? And I think I'm gonna come back in this video in the next few seconds. Now, by the way, while I take my cheese break, I want you guys to do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel if so far you got value, because only about 20% of you guys are actually subscribed that actually watch my content. So subscribe right now because I have more value on the way. So good. And by the way, my favorite type of cheese is actually Gouda, okay? I don't know how they make it. It's just great cheese. But overall, deli meat, it's not cheap, it is expensive. And overall, guess what? You can just buy chunks of ham, chunks of turkey breast, and basically slice it yourself at home. And instead of paying $9 or $8 per pound, pay, for example, $3 to $4 per pound. You might say, Tommy, I don't have a slicer, and I don't want to slice it by hand because that is not fun. Well, that's what I'm actually here for, to actually show you guys, okay? Because right here, if you actually go on Amazon, you can actually find yourself a slicing machine. Here it is right here for around like $60. And there are some that actually go for around $40, and they're not that expensive. Again, guys, I thought these things were like super, super expensive, and they're not as expensive as you probably think. And you might say, Tommy, I'm not gonna have a whole slicing machine in my house. The answer is they're not that big either, as you might actually think, okay? And with this stuff, you can literally slice whatever you actually want. You can even slice bread, apparently. You see this person right here showing me bread. So this stuff is actually pretty cool. And of course, I have a video right here by Meat Dad making his own ham. So let's watch it.
From the grocery store, you might want to listen up. My name is Meat Dad. I've been a butcher for over 20 years, and I like to teach people how to save money. Have you ever been to Costco? I'm sure a lot of you have, but they have the pre-sliced ham, but they also have big chunks.
Yeah,
now,
chunks.
The pre-sliced stuff is usually around $8, $9.
I don't like ham that much. I like turkey bread.
It's a beautiful ham.
I just don't like the fatty stuff.
It tastes good, but this is the same stuff. They just brand it.
Be careful with your fingers, by the way.
Maker's Mark or whatever the hell it's called, but they don't actually make the ham. So what I do is take this whole piece home, I take it to my slicer, and I slice it up. Now, whatever ends or pieces there are, I'll use that in some ham and eggs or whatever else I want to use it in. But
look at that.
All those slices, I can cryovac, I can seal them, I can put them in the freezer, and I just saved a lot.
Look at that.
Follow Meat Dad. I'm here to give you all the tips.
Look, he seals them.
Let's go.
Let's go. So yeah, Meat Dad, aka Anthony, has a bunch of practical ways to save the average Joe like you and I some money. And by the way, guys, my headphones, man, they're absolutely destroyed, okay? I just wanted to point that out. I know you couldn't tell, but I just wanted you to know what's going on in my house, okay? I ordered like a replacement. They're coming pretty soon, but yeah, these are destroyed. But for the most part, guys, these are 5 great ways to save money when it comes to meat. Now, before I give you guys one last tip, I just want to summarize here. So for number 1, we actually have buying like whole chicken, okay? Instead of buying, for example, boneless, skinless chicken breast, okay? Number 2 is making my own ground beef. Number 3 is ignore brands and simplicity and basic convenience and just buy good and quality cuts. On top of that, number 4 is get creative with your meals and the meat you actually get. Instead of getting, for example, burgers or whatever, just use the same beef to actually make all those things to save you even more money. Number 5 is don't waste your money on deli meats. And number 6 is a tip I have for you guys is this right here, okay? So I actually found this just now, and you can actually buy yourself one of those sealer bags, okay? So you can actually use this machine to basically suck all the air from the bags and get what meat that actually has, and to be actually to preserve the meat for longer. All right, so guys, overall, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Here is a list of all the people that actually make this channel possible via Patreon. If you want to support us on Patreon by joining us and getting exclusive content and discounts, well, the link is going to be down below, but here are the names for all the supporters that I have on Patreon. Link down below. And as always, Long-Term Team officially out. Let me know exactly what your favorite type of meat actually is. Up here's another video. Over here's my face. Long-Term Team out. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Peace.